Thanks a lot, Max. Yep, the final day of the AJC Autumn Carnival today, and we've got the big race for you, the AJC Group 1 Champagne Stakes. Who's going to win it? Well, I think number 4, March Hare. He'll be ridden by Shane Dye, a last start winner over this course of the Fernhill Handicap, and I reckon this race is just made to order. Danger is a big danger, and so too is LA Glen, but I think that March Hare will be first home. Race 6, we're doing that, of course. In this, I like number 6, Belter's Roll, also a last start winner at Randwick, and I think he'll make it 2 in a row for Kevin Moses today. In race 7, I like number 2, Quan Ming, improved by 1 recent run since a spell, and this is a young sprinter going places. He's only raced 6 times, and I think he'll win today. Of course, we're doing the Daily Double live from Sandown in Melbourne. I like number 1, Keita in the first leg, and in the second leg, the Lee Friedman trained number 3, Star Goose. Good luck. Back to you, Maxie.
Thanks very much, Kenny. In North America...
Down is race 5 right now. Here is Ken Callender. Kenny?
Yeah, thanks very much, Kenny. 1,500-metre open handicap. The horses are milling behind the barrier, and I've just got time to run down the tote prices. Number 1, Keita is still the favourite, but he's just eased a little bit to 2 to 1. These are Victorian TAB prices, and I think he might just pay a little bit better. Nifty Neville Wilson in the saddle. Got a great chance today. Purple Curse is at 33 to 1. Troy Jackman on our Pompeii at 8 to 1. Dendy Park, a 6 to 1 chance. Depinzagon, nice name for a horse, hard to pronounce, 8 to 1. Fancy Bird at 10 to 1. Manrebo, Kevin Forrester is a 6 to 1 chance, while Havelock's Pride, the horse underneath, is at 12 to 1. Lord Delamar, Craig Din is a roughie at 50 to 1. Mr. Narcissus is a scratching. Taldisco, Michael Clark, 16s. Keeps firming, might come in even more yet to about 12 to 1. I think it was 20s our first call, or 25s. Michael Clark riding Taldisco. Akbarelli, D. Chipman is at 140 to 1, and it'll probably get out a bit further. Regimental Lord is also 100 to 1 chance, while High Solid is at 9 to 1 and well in the market. The bottom 3 were all scratched. They're just about to go. Time for us to cross to Sandown Park in Melbourne for the first leg of the Daily Double.
Warrnambool Carnival next Tuesday. That carnival, of course, commences on Tuesday, May 4, goes through 5 and May 6. Now ready to go. Race 5 on the program. Keita, the 2 to 1 favourite. The starter says go, and our Pompeii was one of the first out with Regimental Lord, and High Solid began nicely. And out very quickly also is Dendy Park showing speed, followed by Depinzagon, Purple Curse and Taldisco. And Keita is last in a compact field, only about 6 lengths covering them as they head down towards the 1,200-metre mark with the leader High Solid. A half length to Dendy Park on the inside of Regimental Lord, followed by Lord Delmar. Then Manrebo, a little off the track as our Pompeii, Depinzagon and Fancy Bird. Keita pushing forward on the inside of Akbarelli, being followed by Taldisco and Havelock's Pride second last, and Purple Curse is last of all. 900 metres left to run. High Solid doing it well, leads a half length Dendy Park, half a length away Regimental Lord. Lord Delmar moving around the outside of Manrebo, off the track Fancy Bird, over on the rails Depinzagon, and then came Keita moving forward quickly with our Pompeii being shaken up. 2 lengths away Akbarelli, Taldisco losing ground, well back to Havelock's Pride, and Purple Curse is last. Rounding the home turn at the 500, High Solid tackled quickly by Dendy Park, wider on the track Fancy Bird, in behind them Lord Delmar looking for a run over on the inside Depinzagon, pull to the outside as Keita starting to wind up, and they were followed next by Regimental Lord and our Pompeii. 300 metres left to go. Dendy Park on the outside has taken a slight lead from High Solid, and here comes Keita. Keita coming down the outside with the rattling runners, grabbing these leaders very quickly. Keita on the outside coming at Dendy Park and High Solid, who's battling on pretty well, but Keita I think's got them. Dendy Park is kicking in on the inside. Keita on the outside a bit too strong. Keita's won it from Dendy Park and High Solid. In behind them is Manrebo, followed by Taldisco, our Pompeii. Depinzagon, next time Havelock's Pride, followed by Purple Curse, and then came Lord Delmar, Akbarelli, Fancy Bird, and last home Regimental Lord.
God bless him. Number 1, Keita, will be the winner, ridden by Nifty Neville Wilson. There he is, coming down the outside, the grey horse, battling on terrific on the rails. In the red colours is Dendy Park, and in between the two is High Solid. But I don't think there's any doubt in the world that Keita's got the prize. And Kenny Sutcliffe, that was the story of the first leg of the double at Sandown.
Good on you, Ken, and the man is smiling. How can you tell? Plenty of racing still ahead on Wide World of Sports. We'll be right back.
114 and 4. Keita $3.10 and $1.50. Hisalid $3 even, and Dendy Park $2.50. Top seed Stefan Edberg.
And not necessarily in that order, Ian Maurice. Thank you very much. Yes, they're behind the gates for the big one out here, the Moet and Chandon Champagne. It's an old race. 1864 was the inaugural year, and it's been won by a galaxy of stars. Ken, this was run over 1,200 metres at one stage back in the 60s, and I remember Vane winning it one year over the 1,200. He scored by 9 lengths. I think that's the easiest Champagne Stakes win I've seen.
Yes, John, the most impressive 1,200-metre Champagne Stakes win I saw was Vane. He absolutely bolted in. And then when it was switched to 1,600, which I think is a better distance, it's a natural progression. I enjoyed Luskin Star in 1977. But these are the horses today. Number 1, Danger, Mick Dittman, $2.80, odds of 7 to 4. Pride of Rancho, Greg Hall is come in now. I should have concentrated into 12 to 1. LA Glen 5s into 9 to 2. March Hare, my tip, is a clear-cut favourite at 6 to 4, hovering between 250 and 260. Staff Sergeant is at 9 to 1, firm to fraction to 8s. 12 to 1 Darbas, Scratch Sibilant, and 80 to 1 Reign of Honour. There's March Hare in centre screen now as I pass back to you, Johnny Tapp.
Righto, Ken. March Hare, who's had a fairly limited preparation coming into the Champagne Stakes, but by the same token, he's been set exclusively for it and was tried at the mile in the Fernhill Handicap the other day, and he won that with flying colours. Now, March Hare has moved up. Darbas is the last one to come into line, and they're about set for dispatch now in the Group 1 Moet a Chandon Champagne Stakes for 1993. Off and running in the Champagne. Reign of Honour's a little bit slow to move. Last to leave the gate. Danger bounced out in front of LA Glen and March Hare. Darbas is now going quickly on the outside, and he's going to race straight to the front at the end of 200. Darbas took over and kicked away by 2.5 to Danger. A neck away March Hare. A length and a half then to Staff Sergeant Pride of Rancho, trapped out deep. On the fence is LA Glen. The pace slowed very suddenly, and there's a bit of jumbling up in the field. And Reign of Honour's back at the tail in the run to the first corner. This leader wants to rip and reef now. Darbas. March Hare has gone up to head him around the first turn. Another leader now. March Hare goes to the front over Darbas and Pride of Rancho in a race of changes. Staff Sergeant working into a good spot, followed by Danger. A half length away on the outside is LA Glen, and a length and a half last. Reign of Honour going over the crossing. Now Pride of Rancho moves up at the 800, and we've got a third leader. Pride of Rancho took over from March Hare. A length away Staff Sergeant on the outside of Darbas, followed by LA Glen. Danger 6th on the inside as they come to the turn, about 5 off the lead and 2 to Reign of Honour. Inside the 600 mark as they swing around the turn, Pride of Rancho on the outside and March Hare. They're the two leaders by a length to Staff Sergeant, followed by Darbas. LA Glen being allowed to stride up 3 deep, followed by Danger. And last of all, Reign of Honour as they come over the rise. Pride of Rancho and March Hare on the inside. Danger looking for a split. LA Glen joining in. Staff Sergeant not getting much room at the 200. LA Glen on the extreme outside reached the lead from March Hare on the fence, followed by Danger boxing on strongly. March Hare is coming again on the inside. LA Glen and March Hare. March Hare fighting back after being headed. Can he run a mile? He'll run a mile and a quarter. March Hare came away to beat LA Glen with Danger third, followed by Darbas at the head of the others, then Reign of Honour from Staff Sergeant and Pride of Rancho, but they went over the line with not too many lengths from first to last.
Yes, and it was exactly the same LA Glen as he did in the Sires. He loomed up momentarily, then failed to sustain his run, and March Hare, being cuddled by Shane Dye, was asked for full bore then from the furlong, and there he is, steaming away, God bless him, to win rather convincingly from LA Glen, with Danger just holding on for third place. Kenny Sutcliffe, it's a good day here at Randwick today.
I notice, Ken Callender, you're God blessing a lot of horses out there. We're just getting into stride here on the show. Let's take a look at what's waiting down the track.
For Sydney Race 5, the Moet and Chandon Champagne Stakes, 4, 3 and 1. The numbers: March Hare, $2.60 and $1.60. LA Glen, $2.40. No third dividend for number 1, Danger. Well, 4 matches played last night.
Randwick, here's Johnny Tapp.
Thank you, Max. Grey skies at Randwick now as the runners arrive at the stalls for the Smirnoff Vodka Handicap. It's over 1,600 metres. Some of these have had plenty of convictions. By the same token, those at the top of the weights have been good performers on their day, particularly Donegal Mist, winner of an AJC Metropolitan amongst other races. Ken, the one I wanted to ask you about is Skylock. I made this horse a special in a race here 2 weeks ago. He raced up to win and just didn't seem to finish his race off. What did you make of him that day?
Yes, John, that run will probably improve him. He sweated up a lot in the enclosure today, but he's inclined to do that. He's a nervous type of horse. He's got a chance, but I've got my money on number 6, Baltusrol. Here are the prices. Number 1, Donegal Mist at 20 to 1. Number 2, Chime Zam is getting out a bit to 9 to 1. Mick Dittman's on the favourite, or the tote favourite. Anything's possible at $3.80. Odds of about 11 to 4. Golden Step has come into 7 to 1. Might come in a fraction more yet. Number 5, Skylock is at 4 to 1. John's tip. Baltusrol has firmed again, got back out the 4s, but it's back into about 7 to 2 now. Famous Nick is scratched. Caladan is getting out to 9 to 1. The next 3 are all scratched. Dan Gambin is at 50s out to 60s. Zetoile is into 15 to 1, and Fitrion at 20 to 1 and 100 to 1 Luddenham. About 3 to go in. Here's your caller, the one and only Johnny Tapp.
Thanks, Ken. Yes, it's clouding up a bit at Randwick, although looking out towards the south, there's no threatening cloud, and yet the sun has completely disappeared in the last 15 or 20 minutes. Now, there's Chime Zam going up into line, waiting on Baltusrol, and down at the rear of the chute is Golden Step. Very muggy day in Sydney, and it's amazing the number of horses that we've seen sweating up behind the starting gate. Skylock in this is in an absolute muck lather. I'm not suggesting he can't win, but old timers believe that they take a little bit out of themselves when they sweat so heavily. Now Baltusrol goes up, and that leaves Golden Step to move in, and they'll be ready for dispatch in the Smirnoff Vodka Handicap Race 6. Now Golden Step completes the line. The starter is coming over to dispatch the field, and they're within 30 seconds of advertised post time. Luddenham has the inside gate.
Get ready.
Ready now. Off and running in the Smirnoff. God, beautiful start. They came out in a perfect line. Chime Zam actually bounced in front, is headed straight away by Golden Step wide out. Baltusrol and Caladan, and now Zetoile is going quickly between horses in search of the lead. Luddenham's going to settle down about 5th, followed by Donegal Mist and then Chime Zam. Skylock is back on the fence, and he's over racing badly in the early part. In fact, he's got a job to stay off the heels of horses in front, and Fitrion as well back, followed by Dan Gambin, and Anything's Possible is back with the tail enders. Around the first turn, and Golden Step is clear, led by 2.5 to Baltusrol, running 3rd Zetoile. A bit more than 2 to Caladan, 2 to Luddenham, a length and a half Donegal Miss, followed by Dan Gambin, Chime Zam, Anything's Possible, and then Fitrion and Skylock on the inside as Absolute as they go over the crossing at the 800 mark. Golden Step a clear-cut leader over Baltusrol on the outside of Zetoile. A length and a half then to Luddenham on the outside of Caladan. Caladan is just crowded for room slightly at that point, followed by Chime Zam, Donegal Mist and Dan Gambin sweeping around the outside. 2 lengths away, Anything Possible, followed by Fitrion, and Skylock has dropped out a long last as they come around the corner. Into the straight, Golden Step the leader over Baltusrol. In 3rd place, Luddenham, Zetoile near the fence, followed by Chime Zam and then Caladan and Dan Gambin. Over the rise, Golden Step as the leader is well clear of Baltusrol, who's the first to challenge, followed by Zetoile. Baltusrol is throwing down the gauntlet to Golden Step. They're clear of Zetoile. Baltusrol took a narrow lead over Golden Step. Zetoile running on strongly. Baltusrol, Golden Step is kicking again. Zetoile is grabbing them near the line, but Golden Step fought back to beat Baltusrol with Zetoile a good 3rd. Then Chime Zam, Anything's Possible, Caladan, followed by Fitrion, Dan Gambin, Donegal Mist and Luddenham, and Skylock, who raced erratically and hung in very badly most of the way down the straight, is last to finish.
Well, I had the money spent on Baltusrol, but Golden Step, as you can see, fought back just too well. And number 4, Golden Step, to pay $7.10 and $2.20, has gone on to beat Baltusrol. TAB number 6, who will pay $1.80 for the place. And number 13, Zetoile, will run 3rd, paying $3.40. That's Zetoile in the blinkers, just going home probably better than the first 2, but the winning post came up too quickly. And there's the winner, Golden Step. If you're on him, good luck. Here's Kenny.
Yes, and nice little jockey on top of there too, Kenny Russell.
In Golden Step, $7.10, $2.20. The number 6, $1.80, and Zetoile, $3.40. Whew. Now, with the early totes for race 7 at Sandown, here's a fellow who we can probably get a loan from, Kenny Calder. Ken?
Yes, Ian, and there's a slight problem with the first leg of the Daily Double in Sydney. There's a minor protest. Chime Zam, who finished 4th, has protested against Zetoile for 3rd. So it's not correct weight yet. No problems with 1st and 2nd, Golden Step and Baltusrol. Zetoile was 3rd over the line, and the 4th horse, Chime Zam, has protested. We'll keep you informed. OK, the early betting on the second leg of the Daily Double at Sandown, a 1,300-metre race for fillies. Crazy No at 7 to 1. Tennessee Mr. Scratched. Star Goose, my tip. Fabian Alessi, trained by Lee Friedman at 5 to 2. Suburban Blues at 4. Brybell 25. Gleaming Suntime 5. La Juga 8. Lady Phoenix 20. Pentea 6. Sticky Situation 33. Go Between is Scratched. Deseo 25. Auburn Queen 20. The next two are Scratch Queen Eagle and Haratana Star. 50 to 1 Regal Chance and 80 to 1 Grey Favour. Thanks, Ian.
Good on you, Ken. Thank you for that. It's been an eventful few days on the Gold Coast. As
1,300 metres. Here's Kenny Callender.
Yeah, thanks very much, Max. The Neat and Trim Handicap indeed. And let's hope we can find the winner of the Neat and Trim Handicap. We've stuck with the all-conquering Lee Friedman and his filly Star Goose, who's favourite at 5 to 2. Perhaps I'll be the Star Goose if she gets beaten. Crazy No at 6 to 1. Tennessee Mr. Scratched. Star Goose, as I said. Fabian Alessi, the rider, claims an allowance and he rides okay, the young fella. 4 to 1 Suburban Blues, 25 Brybell, 7 to 1 Gleaming Suntime, 9 to 1 La Juga, 20 to 1 Lady Phoenix, 6 to 1 Pentea, 40 Sticky Situation. Go Between is a scratching. Deseo is at 30 to 1 and Auburn Queen at 25 to 1. Queen Eagle and Haratana Star are both scratched. Regal Chance at 60 and Grey Favour at 140. They're about to go. Here's Melbourne.
Lady Phoenix actually is the last one to go up. Brybell not quite set. Lady Phoenix. And welcome to viewers. Welcome to viewers to Channel 9 Wide World of Sports for the second leg of the double here in Melbourne, the Neat and Trim Handicap. Soon be on their way. Lady Phoenix coming up to complete the line. Race over 1,300 metres. All standing well. Start coming up. Star Goose the favourite at 3 to 1 on the tote. Now all looks to be in readiness. Slight hold up here before they go. Starter still holding them. One of the attendants getting up with one down to the inside section. Just I can't make out the cause of the delay. They look to be all in the stalls. Now the clerk of the course is coming around to the back of the stalls. And attendants up with one near the inside, whatever it may be. Star Goose standing in well. Pentea has some support at 13 to 2. Next race, Sydney back 5 minutes, please note. They're off and running now. And DCO on the inside, Lady Phoenix the first out from Sticky Situation, followed by Auburn Queen. And getting out smartly is Pentea, Gleaming Suntime to the outside, followed by Star Goose, is taking up a handy position. He's followed closely by Suburban Blues on the inside of La Juga, a length and a half, Crazy Noah. They're followed by Regal Chance, well back as Grey Favour and Brybell. Coming down the hill with 900 metres left to run, and DCO takes the lead by a length to Pentea. Sticky Situation is third, moving up just behind them. Star Goose into a handy position, followed by Auburn Queen. Gleaming Suntime, next Lady Phoenix on the inside of Suburban Blues, going forward Crazy Noah. Over on the outside is La Juga, followed by Regal Chance and Brybell, and Grey Favour is tailed right off at the 600 metre mark, and DCO a half length to Pentea. Here comes Star Goose around the outside, putting herself in the picture. In behind them Sticky Situations, they straighten up, followed by Auburn Queen. At the head of the others Gleaming Suntime and well back Suburban Blues, coming to the 300 metre mark. DCO still in front of Pentea. Star Goose is down the outside, Sticky Situation in the clear. Lady Phoenix, Gleaming Suntime down the outside, and Crazy No coming from a long way back. Pentea takes the lead with 150 metres left to go. Crazy No flying home. Pentea's in front. Crazy No absolutely flashing down the outside, grabbing the lead. Crazy No. Crazy No has got up to score from Pentea and Lady Phoenix. Close up behind them, La Juga, followed by Suburban Blue, Star Goose, and then Sticky Situation, Gleaming Suntime. Next home is Brybell. Further back in the field is DCO, Regal Chance, and last home is Grey Favour.
Well, Pentea, Michael Clark's mount, looked home there on the rails when she kept one out from the rails when she strode clear and looked as though she was going to go into a certain victory. But that was before we saw Crazy No coming down the outside for young David Taggart, and she finished just far too powerfully. Inside her in the purple is Lady Phoenix, who gains a minor placing. But first, no doubt, number 1, Crazy No, second, number 9, Pentea, and, well, I think Pentea has just held on for second. Looks like she has, with Lady Phoenix in third place. Thanks, Maxie.
Yes, Ken, Crazy No, what a belter there. And we're galloping smoothly, or almost smoothly, through another Saturday afternoon.
Race 7, numbers 1, 9 and 8, Crazy New, 570 at 210, Pentea 260 and Lady Phoenix $5.10. Now to cricket in the West Indies.
OK, thank you, Max. Yes, we move to race 7 now, the Ballantyne Scotch Handicap, and the runners are behind the starting stalls. Now, this was put back 5, of course, because of a double protest inquiry on the previous race. Third against second was, or rather fourth against third was upheld, and fifth against fourth and second were both dismissed. So that was a real conundrum, and the stewards took a long time to sort it out. Now, we're coming into this 7th race in which there are plenty of chances. It's a tough race on paper. Ken, the little horse I like is Legal Agent, who has excellent form surrounding him. And apparently after his last start third at Rose Hill, he went home and they discovered some deep-seated corns in both of his front feet. That's the reason we haven't seen him for 7 weeks.
That's right, John, and he trialled very well at Hawkesbury recently. Incidentally, with the protest being upheld, the new numbers are 4, 6, 2, and the dividends were 7, 10 and 2.20 for the winner Golden Step. Baltusrol second paid $1.80, and Chimes Zam, the new third, paid $2.90. So if you're on Chimes Zam, good luck to you. Here are the prices on race 7, the second leg of the double. Cape Stead is a scratching. Quan Ming, the horse I've tipped, is at 4.5 to 1, into 4 to 1 now, about $5.10 to be exact. Yellow's Crown is scratched. King's Dilemma at 16 to 1, Keep Cool at 12 to 1, the horse John spoke of, Legal Agent at 4 to 1, Roanoke Boy is at 14 to 1, into 12 to 1 now, Knight's Tale into 14 to 1, the Rand McDittman's Mount is favoured on the tote at 7 to 2, Roll On By is scratched, 14, the Country Horse Torpedo Kid out to 15, Barrel is a 6 to 1 chance, the son of Surround, Elegant Spy at 33 to 1, out to 40 to 1 now, TAB number 14, Semi Amu, looked good in the enclosure. Might be a good roughie. He's 25 to 1. Driller is at 60 to 1 and Against Time at 100 to 1. The bottom two were not required. To call the second leg of the double, as usual, the number 1 caller in the business, Johnny Tapp.
Thanks, Ken. Yep, race 7 and the line's taking good shape. Conditions here must be pretty oppressive at Randwick today. An abnormally high number of horses have been sweating up badly before their races, and we've got a couple more here. Elegant Spy in particular. He is a muck lather as they move up. Now, waiting on Barrel and Against Time. They look to be the two. The others are all there and facing squarely. Roanoke Boy and Keep Cool stand up nicely with King's Dilemma. Barrel faces up with the Driller. Quan Ming, Semi Amu has the inside gate. Now here's the starter, Bill Cooper, coming over towards his stand, and they're about set. There's starter Billy Cooper calling out to Darrell. That'd be young Darrell McClellan, who has a mount in the race. Oh, up in the air goes, looks like Legal Agent. He jumped in the air there, and he might have just for a moment or two had one of his front legs over the side, but he looks to be back on all fours again. No, he's okay. I think he did have one foreleg over fleetingly. Adrian Robinson is dismounted by the same token. In fact, he jumped out the back, Adrian Robinson. And apparently Legal Agent gave some trouble in the stalls at the Hawkesbury trials recently. And he's emulated that here today very fleetingly. Now, they've taken another one out of the gates here. Looks like Quan Ming is out behind the line. So what's going on here? Quan Ming was drawn nowhere near the other horse. Legal Agent out in 10, Quan Ming in barrier 2. What number's Legal Agent? 6. No, this is a number 2 saddlecloth. Sometimes you can mistake the 2 for the 12. And is there another one now too? Semi Amu. And we've got another one out of line, Semi Amu. So Legal Agent, I think they're unsaddling Legal Agent. What a chapter of incidents. We had an earlier scratching here today behind the barrier, I think in the first race. Now, Legal Agent won't start. The saddle's coming off this one. Now, Legal Agent has been unsaddled, so we stand by for confirmation of a late scratching. He must have lost a bit of skin when he reared up and got his front leg over the side of the gate. And the vet stationed at the starting point apparently is not satisfied with Legal Agent. Now, Semi Amu's rider is back in the saddle and has been instructed to trot that horse briskly behind the gates. He too undergoes a veterinary inspection, and apparently Quan Ming's okay because he's back in the stall and Ken Russell has remounted. So the vet just satisfying himself that Semi Amu is okay, and we should have a start. But Legal Agent unsaddled and stand by. Here's the call. $4.28.
There's another race being run there, isn't there?
You wouldn't believe this. Out at $4.28. Right. Legal Agent out officially at $4.28. Semi Amu has been past fit to run by the vet. Semi Amu coming back into the gates, but they're going without Legal Agent, and bad luck for Connections there.
Righto, get ready, boys.
Ready now. Started back on his stand, and the gates fly. They're off. Renoki Boy began like a bullet. Keep Cool is quickly into stride, and Barrel's going to barge over from the outside and try to lead, but he can't get there. Barrel joined by Keep Cool. Torpedo Kid is pushing up, and Quan Ming makes a line of 4 as they come to the crossing. Semi Amu is running about 5th on settling, followed by Renoki Boy. Then Knight's Tale out deep as against time, and then King's Dilemma. The Rand on the fence, a fair way back. A long gap then to the Driller, and tailed off is Elegant Spy as they come to the turn towards the 600 metres mark. Torpedo Kid in the centre. Keep Cool is off the track. Quan Ming on the inside makes a line of 3 and a length and a half to Barrel, followed by King's Dilemma, Semi Amu. Then Renoki Boy against time. The Rand is spotting them about 6 or 7 lengths. Further back, Knight's Tale and the Driller as they straighten, coming over the rise now. Quan Ming on the inside went through to join Torpedo Kid and Keep Cool. Barrel on the outside is making a dash, and the Rand is getting a rails run coming to the 200 mark. Barrel wide out took the lead. The Rand hard up against the inside fences, coming at him now. The Rand is tackling Barrel with 100 to go. Barrel and the Rand on the inside finishing best. He's boring out near the line. He'll just win the Rand. The Rand has just beaten Barrel, but the Rand did shift rather noticeably in the last bit. Now third, we've got Quan Ming and Semi Amu, followed by the Driller, Knight's Tale, Renoki Boy, Keep Cool against time, followed by Torpedo Kid, King's Dilemma, and tailed off was Elegant Spy.
Divvies for Sydney race 7, the numbers 9, 12 and 2. The Rand, $4 even on $1.60. Barrel, $2.30. And Quan Ming, third, paying $1.70. Max.
Yes, 9, 12 and 2 there, Bear. Take Mr T, Hulk Hogan, Mr Wonderful, Rowdy Roddy Piper, and to add a bit of extra spice, appoint the